Hi there and welcome to this Yin Yoga practice. So this practice is ideal if you are suffering from period pain or if you are suffering from any kind of physical pain that you get from being a woman. So stress and anxiety can also cause pain in the hips, in the back, in the shoulders. You might have a headache. So anything that you kind of relate to hormonal relief, this is the practice for you. So we're going to come into a series of yin yoga postures and we'll be holding them for around 3 to 5 minutes depending on which posture we are in. I will guide you into the posture, sharing what kind of accessories and things that you need to be aware of as you come into that. So we'll be going through different props and your breath work. Once you're in the position, I will leave you there in silence and you can listen and relax to the music. So the props that you're going to need for this practice today are just here behind me. So you're going to need a couple of blocks. You'll need a short, little, thin blanket, and you will also need a bolster. So I've got this bolster here, green one. But if you don't have a bolster, what's a really good idea is another rolled up yoga mat, and then you can just put your blanket around that. If you don't have either, then any kind of hard cushions from the sofa or a couple of pillows from your bed on top of each other can also work really well. So we're going to start this practice in reclined butterfly pose. So I will meet you back on the mat where I will just guide you through how to get into that posture with ease and with your props. So I'll see you on the mat. Welcome to this practice. Thank you for joining me. So bring one of your props, your bolster cushion, and bring it behind you on the mat. I'm just protecting mine with a blanket just for more comfort. Bring the soles of your feet together and then bring the back of your lower back down onto your bolster. And then what you want to do is just lift your hips and really draw that edge of your lower back right against the bolster. Get yourself settled. Open your arms, palms facing up. Engage your breath, breathing in and breathing out. Through the nose on your inhale and through the nose on your exhale. So I'll leave you here to relax and let go. So start to deepen your breath now and slowly bring yourself up, drawing your legs in. And I want you to come all the way over onto your hands and knees for cat-cow. So just moving mindfully with the breath. And then we're going to set up for puppy pose. So bring a couple of blocks and a pillow if you need that height. Bring your elbows down onto your props, interlace the fingers, and then drop your head, keeping your hips up. Ideally, you want to just let your head hang, but if this is too much, then just take your forehead to your props. So see how it works for you, relaxing into it. Don't forget to breathe, release, and let go. So start to deepen your breath now and be really careful bringing the head up. Bring yourself over and just do a few stretches here. Do what feels good for you, moving back and forward, maybe in like a little bit of an extended cat-cow here. Bringing your arms up, plant the palms, moving the hips. It's quite an intense posture. Moving the neck, moving the spine. Just be fluid with this movement. And then I'm just going to turn around here because we're going to come in to thread the needle. And I want you to just take a moment just to think about this one. So we're taking the left arm through first. So you want to bring your left arm through your right, in between your right knee and your right arm. I've got Heidi here as a prop. So once you've got yourself set up, extend your right hand away from you and start to press the palm into the earth beneath you and just let it go. Release any tension. And I'll come back to you in a couple of minutes. So start to deepen your breath now, signaling in to the brain that you're going to move. Maybe put some more pressure into that right hand in the mat, bringing it towards your head. Press yourself up. Just bring yourself into tabletop and let's just do a few cat-cows as we move through breath. Just notice how you feel. Notice the difference in that right side, in that left side. Just taking your time, moving through these poses with ease as we bring some fresh chi, some fresh energy to our body. And then just press back into your toes and just press the mat away with your hands, press the mat away with your toes, just bringing a nice release in your feet. I'm just going to turn around for the other side. So you can just stay where you are. And then let's do the other side. So bringing our right arm up and through between our left arm and our left knee. Extend the left arm away from you, pressing the fingers, pressing the pad into the mat. And then melt and let go. So start to deepen your breath, pressing your left hand into the mat and bringing yourself back into cat-cow or hip movements, whatever feels natural to you as you've come out of this twist. Moving with breath, being fluid, and then press yourself up into downward facing dog. Walk the dog. If you want to bend the knees or straighten the legs. A nice length in that back. Just releasing any tension in the hips just for a little while. Don't forget to breathe. Breathing in and breathing out. Pressing the hands and the fingers into the mat. And then come back down onto your knees. And we're going to come into a bit of a pigeon variation. So we're going to start with our left leg. So I'm going to come down and round on the mat to show you. So I want you to bring your left leg on an angle. So I'll come to the front of the mat and show you. So bring your left leg on the angle, like mine. So flex the ankle. I like to have a bit of padding on my ankles. That's why I've got the blanket there. And then you want your other leg at 45 degrees behind you, as you can see. Both hips, both knees facing the same way. You want both ankles flexed to protect your knees. Now you want your props, so you're going to need your 2 blocks and your pillow. So this will depend on your flexibility and how it feels in your legs. So I've got my pillows at the front, my props at the front. Now you might find when you come down, you might need to move them slightly across. So you're going to come down on your elbows, interlace the fingers, and then the aim is to draw yourself forward, so bringing that right hip forward in line. Now you might need to edge your leg out a bit so it can get a little bit, take a bit of time to get maneuvered. And then you want to just let your head relax. Because what you want to do is you're going to take that interlace over the top of your head. So you'll have to play around with your props position. You might want it more on an angle. Ideally, you want to be forward, but if you're feeling a pinch, take it to the front knee. Take it towards that front knee. And then once you get there, you're just going to melt and let go. So it is worth it. It is worth the moving about to get it right. So I'll let you be for a couple of minutes. So start to deepen your breath, unraveling your fingers, propping your hands either side of your props, pressing yourself up. And then just move your props to one side for the moment. Bring yourself up, maybe moving from side to side, taking a bit of a stretch one way, moving the neck, moving the jaw, just easing out any tension that's been released. And then coming forward, remove your legs back into just a short downward facing dog before we go into the other side. So just easing out the hips, the knees, the ankles. So this time we're going to be bringing the right leg to the front of the mat. Sit on your seat and bring your left leg to join you. Again, take your time, grab your props. Now this side for me is completely different to the other side. I've got a bit of a tension in this left hip, so it's pulling quite a bit. So for that reason, I am going to move my props a lot more over on the angle. So rather than having it in the front, I want to still keep my hips in line, but I'm taking the stretch over to the right side. So I'll let you be for a couple of minutes. So start to deepen your breath. Remove your fingers, place your hands either side of your props, draw yourself up, move your props out the way. And this time we're just going to ease out of this posture in a different way than we did before on the other side. So I want you to just lift up that left leg, bring it all the way around and just come into cross-legged position. Just ease out tension in the shoulders with some shoulder rolls. Take a twist. Nothing too fancy, nothing too necessary. If you just want to sit, just sit. Just notice where you feel that release. Moving the head from side to side, up and down, the jaw. Maybe have a yawn. It'd be quite nice to have a yawn. All right, so ease out that tension. We're going to come into a butterfly fold. So what I want you to do is come to sit. I'm just going to turn around so you can see better. Feet together. Take your palms, interlace the fingers across your feet, and then just flap your butterfly wings, your legs. Just move them up and down, just giving a little bit of release in the hips. And then draw yourself up, look up. Breathing here. And then as you exhale, just bend the elbows and bring yourself all the way over and just let the head hang. And you can just stay here. Or if you would prefer a bit of a prop, you can either have your arms in front or you can bring your blocks in front if you don't have enough space. You can bring them in front and then pop your elbows on the blocks. It can be quite really relaxing. This doesn't work. You can bring your blocks on top of your feet and use them as a little bit of a bridge. So do what feels good for you. Have a play. See what you like. For me, I just need the one block. Interlace my fingers around my feet. Grabbing onto the block. I'll leave you here, whichever variation you're in. So deepen the breath, release the hands, release your prop, and draw yourself all the way up, bringing your shoulders back, easing out any tension. And then just bring your hands behind you, palms facing down, fingers forward, bringing your legs up, and then windscreen wiper the legs to ease out any tension in the hips, in your legs, in your belly area. Just moving through. And then extend your legs in front. Just come forward. Just give yourself a little bit of a release, releasing the shoulders. And then you're going to come onto your back for leg lifts. So you'll need a block. Come down onto your back and then lift your hips, pressing your feet into the ground, and pop that block under your lower back. So your buttocks should potentially fall off the block. And then I want you to lift one leg and you're going to lift the other leg so that both legs are straight in the sky. Point the feet and then flex the feet. Take your arms away from you, palms facing up. Have a micro bend in the knees and then just let your eyes close. So we're going to do quite a deep hip release stretch. So bring your left knee in, bend your left leg, and then extend your right leg away from you so it's straight. So the back of your right heel is on your yoga mat away from you. Drawing your left knee into your chest. If it's too much, draw your right knee in and just bend that leg. You're aiming to get that extended leg as far away from you as you can. And then you're going to flex both feet to protect your knees. Release your shoulders. Breathe. And let it go. So start to deepen your breath, signaling to your brain that you're going to move. And bend that right leg, bring it back in. Release your left leg. Plant both feet on the ground. Extend your arms away from you and notice how you feel. We'll do the other side. So bring both legs up again. Flex the feet. Take a moment, bring that right leg in, interlace the fingers over the knee, and then extend your left leg away from you, drawing your right knee in, keeping both feet flexed, releasing your shoulders down to the earth, just allowing that hip to relax and release, melt and let go. So start to deepen your breath. Maybe open your eyes, bringing your left leg in, plant the heel on the ground. Your right foot to meet your left. Extend your arms for a moment. Notice how you feel. Allowing the earth to just connect with your body. And then slowly lift your hips, remove the block. And just take a moment, maybe put your hands on your belly. And then bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug. And then you're going to take your knees right over to your left side, extending your right arm away from you. Use your left fingertips to keep your right knee down. Don't force it, but you do want to try and keep your elbow and your shoulder on the mat. So if that's not happening for you, use a prop. And take your gaze to the same way your knees are going, to your left. And just breathe. Start to deepen your breath, bringing your head back to center, your right arm back to center, both legs to center. Hug your knees, maybe rock from side to side, and then come all the way over to the other side, extending your left arm away, your right arm on your knees. Take your gaze up for a few breaths, and then take your gaze over towards your knees and close your eyes. Just allow any tension in the jaw, in the cheekbones, in the forehead to release. Start to deepen your breath, bringing your head back to center, your arms, your legs, giving yourself a hug, moving the hips round one way, moving the hips round another way. And slowly bring your chin up to your knees, bringing yourself back down onto your back. And then we're going to come into a Savasana and a bit of a meditation. So you might want some props. So it's nice to have your bolster under your knees. And you could also just give your arms a little bit of a break Give them a little bit of a prop, so pop them under your arms, palms facing up. Then just relax, let go. So I want you to remain where you are, just breathing in, maybe sighing out a nice breath as you come back into the room, back into your space. Just take a nice big deep breath in through the nose and then release it out through the mouth. So this is a guided meditation just to help you with your stillness. So whilst you're lying here, just remind yourself you don't have to fix anything. You're allowed to rest, even when in discomfort. You are safe and you are being held. So begin by gently noticing your breath, soft and slow. No need to change it. No need to control it now. Just let your breath be. Let your breath be how it wants to be. Just allow it. Now bring your awareness to your feet. Let them relax. Bring your awareness to your legs and let them relax. Bring your awareness to your pelvis and just allow your pelvis to relax. And let's bring our awareness to our womb space and just feel it relax. If you have any pain, notice it. Connect with it and allow it to just be. Allowing your chest to relax. Any tension in the shoulders to relax. Feeling your jaw releasing. Allow everything in your body to be soft and at ease. Imagine a warm golden light gently pooling into your womb space or any area where you currently feel pain. This light doesn't push the pain away, it simply surrounds it and softens it. With every inhale, this light expands, and with every exhale, it soothes. Like a warm bath for your internal organs, your womb space. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, allowing the sensation to come back into your body, bringing your feet up, bringing your arms in, hug your knees into your chest, lift your upper body towards your knees, and then bring yourself over onto any side, using the arm nearest the ground as a pillow. And then your top arm allows you to push yourself up. And then we'll come into a cross-legged position. So if you need a block for this, grab it now to sit on. Once you're in your cross-legged position, get yourself comfortable and bring your palms facing up on your knees. Just drop your chin slightly to your chest. So you don't have to do anything. You can just be. You can rest. Your pain may still be here, but invite peace into your body. Allow yourself to relax and let go. My body is allowed to rest. My pain does not define me. Release and let go. As we come to the end of this practice, I invite you to release negative thoughts, think positively, and try to love yourself and commit to this self-practice. Palms together, nod your head. Namaste. Thank you for joining me on the mat today for this practice. I do hope you found something beneficial, either whether that's physical, emotional, mentally, or even spiritually. So if you want to deepen your practice, I've put some links in the description below for some guided meditations. If you're doing this on an evening, you might fancy listening to one of these to get yourself to sleep or to just relax even further. If you're doing this during the day to ease your pain, you might want something now a little bit more energetic. You might feel a little bit more powerful and less in pain. So I've also got some links for you in the description. So whatever your journey is right now, I do hope to see you on the mat again soon. And if you want to comment below on how this practice made you feel, I'd love to hear from you. Namaste.